Good evening. I hereby call to order the March 26, 2025 meeting of the Gaithersburg Historic District Commission. For our roll call, please answer present when I call your name. Preservation Planner Kate San Gregorio.
Present.
Deputy City Attorney Frank Johnson.
Present.
Community Planning Manager Jasmine Forbes.
Present.
Okay, and Commissioner and Vice Chairman John Roddy.
Present.
Commissioner Mary Jo LaFrance.
Present.
Commissioner Mark Feinstein.
Present.
And myself, Commissioner, and Chairman Diamantolis is present, and we have a quorum. Next is our preliminary statement, which is as follows. This commission is empowered to meet and act under Article 12 of the City Code of Gaithersburg. The technical qualifications of the staff of this commission and the members of this commission are on file with the City of Gaithersburg, are available on request to any applicant, and are hereby made a part of the legal record of each and every application heard tonight. Each application heard tonight is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. Lastly, any member from the public who wishes to speak on one of tonight's applications will be given 3 minutes to address the HDC from the podium at the reserved time. But we ask that you refrain from speaking out from the audience and that you take any private conversations outside of the council chambers. Okay, does any commissioner have any conflicts of interest for any application being heard tonight?
No.
No.
Very good, and I as well. All right, next we have approval of the minutes from our last two meetings. The first one is from our January 29th meeting. Does any commissioner have any corrections or additions to its minutes? If so, please verbally indicate so. And I do have one that I can put in for a vote. According to our liaison, Kate, for our January 29th meeting, the minutes indicated that Commissioner John Roddy's title only as commissioner and did not mention or establish that he is also vice chairman. And so I would like to amend those minutes to establish or to declare John Roddy as his proper title. So I'm looking forward to a second on the
I will
motion.
second that.
Okay, all those favors say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that's 3
Oh, yeah, I am
2
tempted.
0. And I'm waiting for yours.
Aye.
Aye? I thought you was going to abstain, so you vote for that. Good for you, 4-0. Okay, so next then is for the adoption of the minutes that included this change. I so move that we adopt the minutes as amended. May I have a motion?
Second.
Yeah, may I have a second? Very good. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I say aye.
Abstain.
Okay, so that'll be 3-2-0-1. Motion passes, so the minutes are adopted. The next one is for our February 26th meeting. Does any commissioner have any corrections or additions to the minutes
No.
they'd like to see made? No? No?
No.
No, okay. So then I'll make a motion to adopt the minutes as written. May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adopting the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that was 3-2. Did you vote?
I voted.
Oh, sorry. So that's 4-0. Very good. Motion passes. Okay, next then we have one historic area work permit reviews, which is HIST 10043-2025, which is Park Development Project at 403 Decoverly Drive in the MXD Mixed Use Development Zone. May we have introduction from staff, please?
Yes. HIST 10043-2025 is for the Crown Farm Park development at 403 Decoverly Drive. This is individually designated as the Crown Farm Park, and the application comes before the HDC in accordance with Chapter 24, Section 9.4 of the City Code. And these are our criteria from the code to base this review on. For the proposed demolition of the machine shed and grain bin, these specific sections are cited in the staff report, but the summary is that these demolitions can be viewed as part of the larger park project that will benefit the city, and the structural conditions, suitability for reuse, integrity, and significance should also be considered. And in terms of the park plan generally, the most relevant criteria is that the HDC should grant some leniency on new constructions, since parks aren't called out specifically in the guidelines. A little more detail about the machine shed. It was built in 1985. It is not a building that exemplifies farm use, although it is utilitarian. It has no character-defining features, and no reuse has been determined. This is the side that's close to the houses behind the farmhouse. The lean-to addition on the side is in pretty poor condition. There's a couple of detail photos. The lean-to is on the right. The siding and joists down there are in pretty rough shape. You can also see a little bit of the roof on the second picture. And then for the grain bin, it was installed in 1976. It's in poor structural condition and would be difficult to repair. No suitable use has been determined. It is not highly visible. And when this demolition was presented at the November 2024 update, the commission shared no concerns about its removal. A couple more detail shots here. The lower metal panels are very rusted out, and the whole concrete base would need to be redone. From what I understand, it can't really be repaired in a normal sense. It'd have to be nearly deconstructed. And for the more general plan for the park, these were some comments the HDC had previously, and briefly how they've been addressed. There's more open space with less paths and less of the crops that were sort of proposed originally. The playgrounds that are being looked at now have less of an exaggerated farm theme, and I think it's important to note that the design will be further altered and updated. The commission wanted something to show the history of this site, and signage is being proposed, but has also not been finalized. And the commission wanted to have the corn crib a more activated part of the site. And one of the planned things to do in there is to have swings on the side. And I think with that, I'll turn it over. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. My staff recommendation is that the Historic District Commission, based on the exhibits submitted, the applicant's testimony, the staff report findings and recommendation, and Chapter 24-9.4G of the City Code and Chapter 24-9.9 of the City Code, approve HIST 10043-2025, finding it in compliance with Chapter 24-9.4 of the City Code, with one condition, that staff will review and approve the final plans and any future amendments. So now I'll turn it over to you guys.
All right.
Well, welcome to you. Please first state your name and your position in this matter.
Sure. Good evening. My name is Melanie Brown. I'm a Public Works Director with, Project Manager with the Public Works Department.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Amol Deshpande. I'm with LSG Landscape Architecture.
So we're excited to present this permit application to you this evening. We did present to you the preliminary plan back in November. We've taken your comments as well as some comments from the neighborhood. And we believe that we've come up with a plan that will be favorable for all parties involved. So we'll walk through it for you now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, once again, good evening. I'm really happy to be here. I think I have, this is my third time seeing you all. I think I visited you guys in early summer of 2024, then in November of 2024, and we are here with a little bit of an update to the plan. So every time it has been a very good discussion, and we take your feedback and we made improvements to the plan. So just for the benefit of, or maybe jog your memory, this is the site. We have the Steinbeck Avenue to the northeast, and we have the Decoverly Drive on the southeast, and then we have this entire area here as is a forest conservation area. There are silos and corn crib, which are the most historic structures on the site, and this is the storage structure that Kate referred to, and the silo, grain bin silo that we just discussed. We have some residential units on the north side and an existing, I guess, a farmhouse, which is also historic, and now it's a private residence. This is the plan that we discussed back in November. When we came here early summer, we received the comments from you that the plan needs to be a little bit more open and needs to respect the privacy of the residents and few other things. So between the summer and the November, we had engagement with the residents, especially on the north side here. With discussions with them, we moved this trail system away from the residences as much as possible. We do have to keep it within our property line and then tie the grades back in. So we did try to push it as far towards the property line as we can. We also simplified the overall structure of the park. I can go in more detail, but I feel like you have seen this. Feel free to ask me questions so I can go in more detail. The highlights of the changes we made was the movement of this trail system. And also at that point, we made the recommendation of completely removing the barn and the grain bin silo. And I guess the main purpose behind that was to create more open space for the park. Let me take just a second here to see if I missed anything important. Feel free to stop me and ask questions. So since November, in the meeting in November, we got kind of a positive nod from all of you. Some of you were not there. So, but we got the positive nod. So we worked further. We improved the grading and drainage of the plan, and we also addressed the stormwater management. So when we started working on that, we realized we need a little bit more space for the stormwater. So we have indicated here with green dot the areas where we intend to have some stormwater management. And the area on the north is going to be more of a rain garden, if you will. There will not be any standing water in any of these. The structure of the stormwater is such that the water is supposed to infiltrate or go away within 24 hours. So there will not be any standing water, just so you know. And then there will be one stormwater facility here and over here, as well as here, and there are two small ones here. It does feel like it's a lot of stormwater management for a park system, but believe me, our engineers tried a lot. The main reason is there is a very large limit of disturbance, and we actually don't have enough impervious surface to treat. If we had a parking lot, we would have been much more condensed in our stormwater management because we get more credit. Here, we have to treat a lot of space to meet enough number of credits. So, but it's good for the environment, I would assume. We did simplify the plan further to meet the need for the stormwater areas.
Okay, so I just wanted to touch on some of the reasons that the city was recommending to remove these two structures. The machine shed, there's been no interest or no desire to program it for anything, to have any events over there. One of the reasons is there's no utilities on the site. So it would have to be a day use only structure. If we were able to use it, we'd have to bring it up to code if we were planning on putting anybody in it, or we would just use it as storage. It would not be a conditioned space, so it would be selective of what we could store in the building if we were even planning to store anything in there. The roof would need a complete replacement. And we would have to add a garage door because there's currently no garage door. Although we've boarded it up, there's no garage door there. Since it is kind of off the beaten path and not visible from the street, if we were to store anything there, we'd be worried about security, people breaking in or stealing. And then the cost to repair is just not economically feasible at this point. For the grain bin, also no reuse identified. It would just be something pretty to look at. The cost to restore it would be pretty high. We did discover after further assessment that we would not be able to repair the concrete pad, as Kate mentioned. It would have to be a complete remove of all the footers and re-pour, as well as reconstruction of and bringing in some new material to patch the existing material that's there. If we do remove this, it allows us to rework that ADA path away from the residents. And again, the cost to repair is not economically feasible for no reuse.
We have a few sections here. There is a small little key plan here on the top. So this is the Steinbeck Avenue over here. This is the forest conservation area I mentioned. So the section goes between that. It goes through the children's play area. So I'll explain it in this larger section. These are just blow-ups of this larger section. So over here we have the Stanbic Avenue. That's the sort of pedestrian entrance into the park. And then we have this children's play area. There is a bioretention area I mentioned before. If you recall, there is a curved path that goes from the top all the way down to the playground. So it appears again as the section goes through that area. This is the flexible lawn space that we have. And then there is, this is the forest conservation area. And these are the same sections, it's just in more larger scale. This is another section. This is the Decoverly Drive over here. And the section goes sort of parallel to the Stanbic Avenue, looking towards the Stanbic Avenue. Let's try in this one here. So the existing farmhouse, which is a private residence now, is over here. We have a small little rain garden, as I mentioned before. This is the main pathway coming into the park, and this is sort of a hill that we had explained before. And I think last time somebody did ask me what's the difference in elevation. So just at the max, it will be 7 feet, and at the least, it will be 0, because by the time you come down, you are at the playground. So this is taken somewhere in between. And this is the playground here. The playground continues in this section with a stormwater management or bioretention pathway, another bioretention because we're going right in front of here in the key plan. And then the Decoverly Drive will be over here. And then this section goes in this direction. This is the forest conservation area, which is over here in the key plan. And then we go up from there. And this is the sort of area where the grain bin would have been, which we removed to provide more open space for the residents. We will have some plant material here. We will work with the residences on this side to see how much privacy they need. We can always put evergreen trees and completely block, but Melanie and we just need to figure out how much landscaping is the right amount of landscaping to maintain the privacy, but also to add character to the park.
This is just a representation of some of the site amenities. The park entrance sign will be the same design that we have at our other parks, such as a picture of Discovery Park with Mayor Ashman. We are going to be adding a park kiosk, just to kind of give an overall map of where the trails are and highlight different structures. At the bottom, interpretive signage. You can go to the next page. Oh, yeah, we're going to do some interpretive signing. These are our standard city benches, bike racks, trash cans, picnic tables. We try to keep the fixtures the same city-wide, just for the ease of maintenance, keeping parks on hand and stuff like that. One of the comments was to incorporate historical signage. So we definitely want to pay homage to the history of the property. These are some photos that I've been provided over the years that we would like to somehow display either within the park. We kind of have an idea of maybe putting a mural or something inside of the barn and give some history of the property and, you know, what all took place on it back in the day. The city has issued a request for information for playground equipment, focusing on agricultural or farm-themed equipment. We received 8 proposals, and city has narrowed it down to 3 companies. So it's an ongoing discussion with these 3 companies to come up with an ideal layout and type of equipment. So these are just a representation of some of the possible choices that we've been shown so far. And we will work with Kate in the next couple weeks to nail down the equipment that we're looking for. We don't want too much, but we want to find a good balance of appropriate equipment, or appropriate playground equipment for the site. So, and that is all we have for you.
Okay, I guess I'll hold my questions. Actually, one of the things I was wondering is, can you, as part of your presentation, give us any image of what the stormwater management areas are going to look like? I've seen many of them that just look like giant weeds, and I'm just hoping it doesn't look that way. Do you have any images that you can show us?
I don't have reference images today with me. We can always get back to you with more images, but we definitely intend to have good planting material that is, easy to maintain and that meets the stormwater management requirements as well. But yeah, we are not planting a whole lot on this site because it's a park plan. We have to meet some budgetary constraints. So creating a good planting plan for the stormwater management is our opportunity as landscape architects to do some nice planting palette. We will be speaking with the city to make sure that it's maintainable. So we will be working with their maintenance team to ensure that we are using the plant material that they're used to working with. A lot of times, I know that as landscape architects, we can specify some really native, beautiful plants, but maintenance folks, they don't know what is a weed and then it's a problem. So we will be working with them to ensure that doesn't happen. But at this point, I apologize, I don't have the image with me.
Okay, and can you put up, I don't know if it was the first or the second section, but it looked like there was a tall silo in the middle of that drawing. I'm
It's
just
the
curious about
previous example,
what that
playground
actually
equipment.
is.
So
Yeah, so that was just a kind of like a placeholder, an image to show you that's where the playground will be, but that's not the structure we're picking by any means.
Okay.
That looks like a,
I've never seen anything like that on any of your presentations, so I'm just curious about it. And so if that is a placeholder, okay, very good. And then the structure to the right of that looks like,
like a web.
Yeah.
That's also just a placeholder.
it's just showing you where the playground is going to be in the middle there, so.
okay, are we ever going to see what those actually are being proposed to look like?
Yes, we're working we've come with three
Okay.
companies, so we're working with them right now to come up with a final
Okay.
design.
I'm a little bit concerned as to what the current placeholders look like, so just kindly make it more user-friendly, I guess. Okay, so next then is, let's see here, I guess the public is now invited to speak. So if there is anyone who's interested in our audience who wishes to comment pro or con for or against this presentation, please come up to the podium now. And you'll be given 3 minutes to speak, and anyone and everybody who is here is certainly welcome to come and say their thoughts. Yep, please state your name and I guess the district that you live in. You don't have to give us your address.
Well, my name is Bob Cusack, and I live right on the house closest to the trail.
Okay, very good, thank you.
And next closest, and the folks back there are the historical house.
Okay, very good.
So only issue, not even issue, just these guys have been great to work with. They've come out and met with us and, working on the trail and the placement of it just to create some privacy. And there was some mention about the tall growth or the landscaping that's for privacy to protect, for the homes and the trail. But the consensus of the neighborhood is to have low-level landscaping, not high stuff, so that we can have it. You won't interfere with our view of the place, and also it'll fit in more in the environment. Sure. And the concern is the high school is coming in 2 years. And if there's a privacy, there's a big barrier of vegetation there, then that's a great gathering place for the kids to hide. So we don't really, there has been some problems up there that, that barn's been broken into several times. So, just something that's low and, just meets the environment and not a place to hide would be great.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Yep. And questions on what's the path material going to be? Is that decided yet? It's got to be something concrete or asphalt or something.
It's going to be asphalt.
Okay, because otherwise it'd wash away. It's a fairly steep thing. And do we have a timeline when this project's going to start and end?
I'm hoping maybe by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe opening early summer of '26.
Early summer 26, okay. All right, well, thank you, guys, appreciate it.
Excuse me, the early summer of '26, is that the answer?
Yes.
Thank you.
Opening.
Opening.
Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Is there anybody else from the public who would like to speak for or against this proposal?
I do want to note that there's some people that aren't online, so we want to give
Thank you.
them
Thank you.
opportunity
Okay.
if they want to speak.
First, I give the people who have come down their priority. Feel free.
Good evening, Charlie Scott. We live in the farmhouse there. And I think earlier there'd been discussion of the silos. I think questions whether they're historic or not, and then also potential artwork on the silos. So I think our only recommendation right now is that the silos be repaired and given just their historic character, white, whatever, they were originally. And for now, at least, no artwork. And I would recommend that the commission request any further changes to the silos be brought back to the commission before any new designs for the silos. And any plans for right now for those?
No, right now, at least in our budget, we only are budgeting to make it structurally stable. And we are not promising that it will be accessible to the general public at all. In fact, we are currently planting like meadow kind of thing around it. So it's not going to be accessible, but it's going to be structurally stable. Right now, it's not. And that's our goal, to make it structurally stable and leave it at that. We are not proposing any artwork at this point.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else from the audience? Feel free. Okay, I see nobody further. Okay, very good. And as Jasmine suggested, let's go to people online. Is there anyone wishing to speak? And if not, why don't I go ahead and give everybody the information who is at home on the computer or laptop. To indicate that you want to make a comment, if you're on a computer or laptop, move your mouse to the bottom center of the Zoom window. And you should see a raise hand button pop up. Click on that button and then we can call on you. If you're dialing in on a telephone, just please press *9 to raise your hand.
Doesn't look like anyone's raising their hand.
Nobody raising their hand?
Nope.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right, then let's hear from the commissioners. First up, Commissioner and Vice Chairman John Roddy.
I have no questions. I have no comment.
Okay, Commissioner LaFrance?
Well, there's just one thing I wanted to address, and it's actually for the city, that from what I understand, their one condition is staff will review, approve the final plans and any future amendments. But I would like us, the board, to be posted on changes and informed. I think that's important, but
Posted or brought before us?
well, here's the thing. The neighbors there are concerned about the silos, and if we're told about it after the fact, there's nothing we can do about it, so I'm not quite sure how to address that.
So-
but I think we should discuss
Okay,
it.
that's a good idea. So
Okay.
I guess, what are your thoughts? Should we adjust the amendment saying that it should come before us?
Well, I think part of the issue with your question, Dean, with the playground equipment, kind of a little bit up in the air right now. And the condition of the silos, and there's a couple of things that could be, greatly affecting the character of the space. So I do think we should exercise our right to.
I think it's a great
to see
idea.
it.
I think that's a great idea then.
As well as
If
the
I may-
height of the vegetation that you expressed earlier.
Okay. Yes?
The idea behind the motion was just to approve the plans as they are now, like in a general sense, and then have me look more at the details, like the benches and stuff, more minor changes, but absolutely, if anything major changes, it would come back.
I think we could probably specify the specific areas that we're concerned about it.
Okay.
Like benches and
That makes sense.
things like that, I think are definitely things that we understand could
our
That's
staff
just,
level.
this
Yeah.
is too broad, and we want to make sure that.
The variety shown in the playground equipment was pretty vast.
Yeah, yeah, it was. I agree. Okay. So when it comes time to make a motion, somebody please consider what we want to put in the amendment. Okay. Anything further from you? No?
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Feinstein?
I guess my only comment is really that looking at the old photos makes me remember and mourn for what burned down, unfortunately. But I do think the plan, as it stands right now, is quite lovely. And I think it has great potential to be a great space for everybody to enjoy. And I'm glad the neighbors have been active in participating in the process, which is great.
Okay. Okay, very good. Then I guess I'm next and last. The item that I already mentioned, I guess, has already been presented, that some of the actual playground equipment we do want to review, and right now I'm having a little concern over the scale and stature of what's been presented so far. Just as the placeholders, I'm saying. The overall plan, we're very delighted with, and we were delighted that you guys did make changes based on our comments. And I love the idea of being very open space, like a park, like we suggested, so that's great. The imagery, I like the idea of imagery being the historic photos was wonderful, but I will say we'd like to see some of those before they're approved, only because I will recommend not putting in the slaughtered hogs.
I was thinking that.
I think that will cause some people some discomfort. I'll be one of them. So I can also say that the corn crib is a big issue for us, and you guys have done a great job with its position, as well as the silos in the farmhouse are all real major issues for this park, for the historic nature of the park and the usability from here on. But the machine shed being 1985 and the grain bin being 1976, if they were from the 1885 and 1876, I would definitely have a different viewpoint on them, but I don't consider anything from 1985 or 1976 being historic, particularly those being in the condition that they're in isn't really very usable currently, but there's really, according to the city themselves, there's not much use for them. So I have no concerns of those being raised. And I think that's it for me. So then, based on this, if do you guys have any further comment before we go for a vote?
Does Dennis want to speak?
Did Dennis say anything?
So we do have Dennis, our deputy city attorney, that's joined us online. I believe he wants to.
Manager. Deputy city manager.
Deputy city manager, sorry.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please state your name and your position, and please let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, this is Dennis Enslinger. I'm the deputy city manager for the city of Gaithersburg. I just wanted to let you know, on the painting of the silo, the city will commit to not putting any mural on that at this point, and if we choose to move forward with that, that would come under a separate application. I don't necessarily want to tie it to the current application, and we can kind of put closure on that for the two silos that we're going to be restoring. I think that'll help. I think on the playground equipment, I hope that the commission can understand that given some of the issues that we're having with tariffs and other things, we may not know the exact playground equipment until the contract is actually awarded or even after it's awarded based upon what's happening elsewhere in the U.S. So I just wanted to make those two comments, but I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you very much, Dennis. I appreciate your calling in. And I'll just say for the murals themselves, we were presented as a commission of some ideas originally, and I thought they were terrific. So I don't think that, I know the city is saying we're not going to have them for now, and that's a fine decision. But I think that if there are murals that the townspeople and the city council would like to approve, I think I'm certainly open to them. So thank you. All right, anything further for anyone, Jasmine? No. No, anything further from the commission before we go to a vote?
I think we just need to define the items that we want
Right,
to
yeah.
see.
Yeah. Because we just want to clarify that we're approving what we've seen tonight, but we also want a little bit more clarity on what it is we would like to come before us in the future. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think if the silos are just being replaced in kind at this point, not replaced, but repaired in kind.
Oh, yeah.
Then
the
I don't know
silos
if we
aren't the
need,
issue.
yeah, I don't know if we need to see that. And so it's mainly the playground equipment.
Right.
The plantings, I think that could be worked out without our approval.
I agree with that.
I think it's mainly the playground equipment.
I agree with that. What are your thoughts, John?
I'd leave it at that.
And you as well?
Right, and they already said if anything major was going to change, like murals or any of that, it still would come before us. So I think, and that's on the record, so we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm open to a motion to approve or deny this application with or without amendments.
Sure. I move that that Historic District Commission, based on the exhibits submitted, the applicant's testimony, the staff report findings and recommendations, and section 24-9.4, parentheses G of the city code, and section 24-9.9 of the city code, approve HIST-10043-2025, finding it in compliance with section 24-9.4 of the city code with one condition. Actually, it will be two conditions. Staff will review and approve the final plans and any future amendments except for the playground equipment, which will come back before the Historic District Commission when it is finalized, or at least the contract with the selected company is finalized,
Or any major changes.
or any other major changes.
Perfect.
Okay. Do you all agree with the amendment? I take a vote. I say aye, I do.
Aye.
Two,
Aye.
three, and you as well. Okay, very good. All right, so then,
Probably should be seconded, as your
Second.
normal
Okay.
process.
I'll
Sorry.
second
thank you very much. Second.
Not to be difficult.
No,
but-
no, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, and so it's been seconded, so then all those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
And that's 4-0 for the amendment. All right, so now for the actual vote to approve or,
I second that as well.
well, thank you. To approve or deny this application as stated, and it has been seconded, thank you. So then for the vote, aye if you support the motion, nay if you don't, abstain if you wish. Okay, so Commissioner Roddy,
Aye.
Commissioner LaFrance,
Aye.
Commissioner Feinstein.
Aye.
Commissioner Ventrola says aye, so it passes 4-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is for an historic tax credit certification, which is HIST 10040-2025 Historic Tax Credit Certification at 10 Walker Avenue in the R90 Medium Density Residential Zone. May we have introduction from staff, please?
Yes, 10 Walker Avenue, HIST 10040-2025. This is an application for historic tax credits. It's contributing to the Brooks Russell Walker Historic District. The applicant seeks $4,707.62 in tax credits for siding repair and painting. And painting and siding repair is regular maintenance, which does not require a hop. Has some details showing one of the windows that was repaired. There were more photos in the packet. So staff recommends that the Historic District Commission certify by motion that HIST 10040-2025 is eligible for participation in the Montgomery County Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program.
Okay, and I don't see the applicant here. And so let's hear from the commission. When I call your name, please tell me your thoughts.
Dad, what's up?
Hello?
I was,
Dennis, is that still you?
Oh,
He's gone.
Is it? Would you like to speak, Dennis?
oh,
He's gone.
he logged out.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Dennis. All right. Next, okay, so first up is Commissioner Roddy, your thoughts?
I think both of these actions are necessary to maintain the integrity of the building. I have no problem with either.
Wonderful. Commissioner LaFrance?
Agreed.
Commissioner Feinstein?
Agreed, the before and after pictures, afters look great, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And I as well agree with my colleagues. Okay, so then I'm open to a motion to either approve or deny certification of this property's tax credit.
I move. Now, do you want me to read the entire?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I move that we approve HIST 10040-2025 Historic Tax Credit Certification for 10 Walker Avenue in the R90 Medium Density Residential Zone. That the Historic District Commission certify by motion that HIST 100402025 is eligible for participation in the Montgomery County Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program.
Wonderful. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I'll take the roll call. Aye if you support the motion for the certification. Nay if you don't. Abstain if you wish. Commissioner Roddy?
Aye.
Commissioner LaFrance?
Aye.
Commissioner Feinstein?
Aye.
And Commissioner Ventola says aye. Passes 4-0. Congratulations to the applicant. Next then is anything from the commissioners. John?
I have nothing.
Mary Jo?
I understand that we're moving forward with the historic designation of the Crown Farm. Do you have, Summit Hall Farm?
Yep.
Do you have anything to update us with about that right now?
Yeah, I mentioned it at the last meeting, I think.
Yeah.
It's on track to go to the Maryland Historic Trust review meeting in October, I believe.
October. Okay.
Yeah, because it takes a while. They only meet like 4 times a year. So should be good,
Thank you.
barring any issues.
Okay. Anything further? Okay, Mark?
Nothing.
And I don't have anything other. Anything from staff? Kate?
Yeah, sort of a update / I was hoping to get everybody's blessing to continue the Mills thematic district that Chris had started a while ago.
Yeah. Good.
Definitely.
Gonna try to
Yes.
pick
Full
that up.
steam
Okay.
ahead. Okay. Anything
that's it.
further? All right. Frank?
Just to let you know, April is the month of ethics for us, so you all do have to fill out it's fairly quick and straightforward and should be all online, but a notice will go out starting April 1st, and the deadline will be the end of April.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
very much.
I think the Commission's always been very good about taking care of that, so much appreciated.
But we have to be ethical all 12 months, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm.
Not a concern there.
Very good, thank you. Jasmine, you're next in line.
I don't have anything.
Wonderful. Okay, so with nothing else to discuss, we are hereby adjourned.
Those steps.
Thank you, everybody.